Welcome to the Leverage Show. Get more from your business and your life. Be sure to share your questions and challenges with me at leverageshow.com so I can answer them for you on future episodes. Today, I want to share with you the huge mistake that many Shark Tank entrepreneurs make and what you can learn from it. Now, if you're like me, you love the show Shark Tank. I mean, who wouldn't? You see all these entrepreneurs and inventors going on there. They have all of their ideas. Some of them are great. Some of them are not so great. And they pitch what they believe is their business opportunity to a bunch of, multimillionaires and billionaires who have the opportunity to invest in their operations and in their businesses. And so it's really a great win-win situation because you have people with capital to invest that understand. I mean, they're all entrepreneurs themselves, so they understand what it takes to run a successful business. And then you have people that are trying to build their business. Some of them have already achieved a certain level of success. Some of them are literally just starting out. But basically, they go on there and they pitch their idea, and then the investors have the opportunity to ask questions, and then they can give them the money that they want for whatever share of the company that they deem appropriate, or for debt or whatever else. And so it's a great show, and a lot of people have achieved a lot of success by going on there and getting deals. Now, even the people who don't get deals, there's benefit in that because you're getting the advice from these people and they're basically telling you what they like or don't like about your business. So they're giving you the answers as to what you would need to be able to do to make your business marketable to an investor. All that's fine and good. But there's something that troubles me quite a bit, and I see this happen all the time. A person gets up there and they share their story. I've built this widget and, I've gotten these results with it, and I haven't really made a lot of sales yet, but, all of the preliminary indicators are that it's going to sell. It's doing reasonably well, but I'm just getting started. And so they come out with some idea for their valuation and for the amount of money that they want. So then the sharks come back with their interpretation and their thoughts on it. And here's where my issue comes in. What you'll see is a lot of times somebody gets so focused on their invention, they're so married to it and in love with it, that they just have an impossible time parting with any bit of ownership in that in order to make a deal. Now, I'm not suggesting that any entrepreneur should make a deal at all costs, but going on Shark Tank, there's a much bigger reason behind it than just getting financing. And I think a lot of entrepreneurs, when they go on there, miss this. Not all of them. Some of them totally get it. But the idea is to get somebody who's experienced as a mentor who has a vested interest in your business to help you grow it. That is the most valuable, the most priceless asset and thing that you could ever buy. It's more important than any profit. It's more important than any other product or market share for the simple reason they've done it. So they know what the pitfalls are. They have the connections. They know what mistakes people make. They can give you advice to help you not make those mistakes and fail. They can also help accelerate your success because they have a vested interest in it. So they want to see you succeed, and they want to see you succeed quickly. So they're going to put you in touch with the right people. They're going to get you the right advice, and for stuff that they can't personally help you with, they're going to point you in the right direction. That in and of itself is worth so much. And so the issue that I have is that I don't understand why somebody would go on there and get into a squabble over 5% of their company when they're going to be stuck all alone trying to do it. Why did they go on the show in the first place? The most important thing with your first business, or the business that you actually have an audience on Shark Tank for, where they're willing to listen to it, is to make a deal. And the reason for that is because from the minute that you make a deal and you start to grow that business and become successful, even if you gave away 75% of your company in order to make the deal, if you build that to a $100 million company Instead of focusing on, the 75% that you lost by making the deal, instead, you flip that on its head and look at it this way. You now have a resume. You now have credibility. You have credentials. I did a deal with Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban and I built this company. We were partners in this company, and we built it to 100 million in sales. You could go anywhere you want, start any business you want, and people will come. They'll want to work for you. They'll want to buy from you. They'll want to invest in you. That is worth so much more than the short-term profit of your one pet idea that you fell in love with. I understand it's very difficult to separate your own emotions and your own self sometimes from your business. If it's your baby, if it's something that you've poured your heart and soul into, it's very difficult to let go of control or to let go of, because you believe it's going to be this billion-dollar business and you believe that you should grab all of that money and run with it. But the better way to do it, instead of trying to do it all on your own and hopefully making it and potentially failing with something that could have been a huge success, is to look at the bigger picture and understand that if you are entrepreneurial in nature, this is only one opportunity. You're going to find something else. But how much easier is it going to be to build business number 2 when you have capital to invest, you have connections, you have partners, you have credibility, you have a story to tell? That resume building experience that will teach you what you want to know. People would pay $1 million just to be with those people for weeks at a time and mentor them, and be their mentee, get mentored by them because of what they could learn, because they know the impact that it would have on their own business and their own career. It's the difference between having a coach and a mentor or trying to learn it all on your own. The simple fact of the matter is, the best coaches, the best mentors will help you get to where you're going a lot faster. There's a reason that if you study this, if you look at any walk of life, whether it is filmmaking in the motion picture industry, whether it is professional coaching, no matter what it is, there's sort of an apprenticeship or mentor-mentee relationship that people go through. And in sports, they call it the tree. So like the Bill Parcells tree of coaching, Bill Belichick, Bill O'Brien, it's got all of these other people that are involved in it. And then if you go and you look at their successes, you see, wow, these guys have gone on to do amazing things. Not every one, but their success was so much greater. That's not an accident. That's not a coincidence. It's because they got in line with the right people. You see this in dance and music as well, and also in cooking. Top Chef is one of my favorite shows, right? You look at all the chefs that are on there, and they didn't just work for, Joe the butcher down the street. They worked for Jean-Georges. They worked for Wolfgang Puck. So these people have worked for the best. And it's why they've been able to develop such a technique and such experience over those years of working, as opposed to trying to invent their own flavor from scratch, figure everything out. That ability to be able to get into a situation where someone would be willing to mentor you who has been that successful is worth more than the value of any business that you would have or trade for it. So the mistake is to not understand the bigger picture. And that is, your goal is to become a self-sufficient superpower entrepreneur. Because when you are, you can take any business idea that you love and you can run with it and build it into $1 billion business. Before that, all you've got is an idea. Ideas, quite frankly, are cheap. A lot of people have them. It comes down to execution. It comes down to getting stuff done. And it comes down to building that credibility through experience. And you can do it a lot faster. So if you have an opportunity in your business, and it doesn't need to be financial, where you're giving a stake, that's only for Shark Tank, but the example applies to everybody, where you have the ability to learn from someone who has done it, even if you have to pay money to do it. If it's someone you respect and you like the way they've done what they've done, it's well worth your while to invest that money. One of my colleagues in my industry was struggling for years, and he was making enough money to get by, but he could never quite get over the hump. And then he discovered a couple of guys that he believed were great mentors, and he bought every coaching thing that he could get with them to the tune of $5,000 at pop. You know, he was maxing out his credit cards. Really gutsy strategy. You know, and I'm not telling anybody to go do that, but you know, you fast forward and a couple of years later, you know, he has an 8-figure business, and he attributes his success to the fact that he spent all of that time and energy and money to get coaching, to get mentoring from the best. And, you know, that just tells it all right there. So it's super important that you see the bigger picture and not just be focused on the short-term win, but how you can grow and develop as an entrepreneur, because that is your lifelong skill that will be with you forever, that you can use over and over again to launch one smash hit after another. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And if you have a question, post it at leverageshow.com so I can answer it for you on a future episode. And until next time, make it happen.